mean, I think we've only, in modern time, I mean, I remember when King Griffey Jr. and his dad was on the field together with the Mariners, and to see this, I never thought it was even possible. I believe the first game of the season they're going to play, I will be at that game. Now, run tell that. October 22nd, Shea going to be in the house. For the first time in NBA history, oh man, it's nepotism. Half the corporations is nepotism.
Bronny James can't shoot, can't defend, and can't make basic plays. But here's the crazy part. That might be exactly what he needs right now. Let's break down why his uselessness could be the key to unlocking his potential. Now imagine this. Every time Bronny steps on the court, it's like the Lakers are playing 4-on-5. Sounds crazy, right? But there's more to this story than meets the eye. Bronny's been struggling big time. And it's not just a little slump. We're talking about serious issues that are holding him back from living up to the hype. Let's break it down. Bronny's decision-making on the court? It's a mess. He's picking up his dribble way too early, missing chances in the pick and roll, and turning the ball over like it's going out of style. It's like he's playing hot potato out there, and the other team is loving it, and don't even get me started on his shooting. Remember those summer league games where Bronny couldn't hit the broadside of a barn? Well, it's not getting any better. He's still struggling to make those three-pointers. And defenses are catching on. They're not even bothering to guard him tight anymore, which is making life harder for his teammates. But here's where it gets really rough. Bronny's positioning is all over the place. In his preseason debut, he was standing so far behind the three-point line, you'd think he was trying to shoot from the parking lot. That's not helping anyone, buddy. Defensively, oh boy. Bronny's got more holes in his game than Swiss cheese.
With the 55th overall pick in the second round, LeBron and his son now officially have the opportunity to be the first father-son duo to play in the NBA at the same time. Bronny James, thank God, he's in this position. If y'all remember, he suffered cardiac arrest last year while on the campus of USC. We didn't know what his status was. I don't give a damn about him averaging less than 5 points. I don't care about his numbers or anything like that. You heard about his athleticism. You heard about his defensive prowess. You heard about the potential that he may have.
He's leaning towards screens too early, losing his man, and giving up easy buckets. It's like he's got ants in his pants out there, always a step behind where he needs to be. And don't even get me started on his off-ball movement. Half the time, he's not cutting when he should be, leaving his teammates hanging and clogging up the offense. It's like watching a game of red light, green light out there, and Bronny's stuck on red. Now, you might be thinking, come on, it can't be that bad. But check this out. One analyst straight up said, every time Bronny James is on the floor, the Lakers are playing 4-on-5 offensively. Ouch! That's not just a burn, that's a third-degree roast. So what's going on here? Is Bronny just not cut out for the big leagues? Is all that hype about being LeBron's son just smoke and mirrors? Hold up, don't write him off just yet. Here's the thing about young players. They struggle. It's part of the game. You think every rookie comes out of the gate dropping 30 points a night? No way. Even the greats had their rough patches. What if all these struggles are actually setting Bronny up for something bigger? Think about it. Every mistake is a chance to learn. Every missed shot is an opportunity to adjust. Every defensive lapse is a lesson in focus and positioning. You might think Bronny's got it made being LeBron's son, but imagine having millions of eyes on your every move. How does that pressure cooker affect a young player's game? It's not just about making shots or playing defense. It's about carrying the weight of a legacy on your shoulders every time you step on the court. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Social media. Every missed shot, every turnover, every mistake Bronny makes gets blasted all over the internet. It's like playing basketball in a fishbowl, with everyone tapping on the glass and giving their 2 cents. That kind of pressure can mess with your head big time. But here's the thing, Bronny's not the only one who's been through this ringer. Remember Caitlin Clark? She was hyped up as the next big thing in women's basketball.
WNBA Player of the Week. There have only been 40 triple-doubles in the history of the WNBA. Cheryl Swoops recorded the first WNBA triple-double during the 1999 season, while Caitlin Clark logged the most recent triple-double earlier this week. She now has 102 on the season and is 19 away from Diana Taurasi in second place and 26 away from Ionescu of the New York Liberty. She ain't beating Asia Wilson for the MVP, but she's beating Angel Reese for the Rookie of the Year. That's a wrap. That's over. And props to Angel Reese, who's had a good year, by the way.
But she had her fair share of struggles early on. The critics were all over her, questioning if she could live up to the hype. So what happened? Did Caitlin crumble under the pressure? Nah, she did the opposite. She used all that noise as fuel and turned herself into a superstar. Now she's dominating on the court and shutting up all those haters who doubted her. But let's get back to Bronny. The kid's dealing with a whole different level of scrutiny. It's not just about being a top prospect, he's carrying the James name. Every time he steps on the court, people are expecting to see flashes of LeBron. That's a lot for anyone to handle, let alone a young player still finding his feet in the game. Think about it. How would you perform if every move you made was being analyzed, criticized, and compared to one of the greatest players of all time? It's enough to make anyone second-guess themselves, and that's exactly what we're seeing with Bronny right now. Remember that quote from earlier? The defense is not going to care about Bronny James at the three-point line, so when my man goes to help, I need to cut. That's not just about basketball strategy. It's about a player who's feeling the pressure, trying to figure out his role and how to make an impact. But here's where it gets interesting. All this pressure, all this scrutiny, it could be the very thing that makes Bronny great. Think about it like this. Pressure either crushes you or turns you into a diamond, and Bronny's got all the tools to become that diamond. Look at how Caitlin Clark handled her challenges. She didn't let the criticism get to her. Instead, she used it as motivation to improve her game. She worked on her weaknesses, honed her strengths, and came back stronger than ever. Now she's a force to be reckoned with on the court.
So you knew they were going to come for you. You had to know that. Now, to the degree that they're doing so, I get where you're coming from. I get where you're coming from. You had a decisive advantage because they made the mistake of letting you know who they are, whoever those people are. That's not the case with all, it's not the case with most, but those who screech the loudest get the most attention sometimes. And that's what the worst of cynics and critics do.
Could Bronny follow a similar path? Absolutely. All those struggles we talked about earlier, the turnovers, the missed shots, the defensive lapses, they're not just problems, they're opportunity. Every mistake is a chance to learn, to grow, to get better. And let's not forget, Bronny's got something that most young players would kill for. Access to one of the greatest basketball minds of all time. LeBron's been through it all, from the insane hype as a high school player to the pressure of being the face of the NBA. Who better to guide Bronny through these choppy waters? Now hold up, we've been talking about Bronny's weaknesses, but what if we're looking at this all wrong? Think about it. Every missed shot, every defensive mistake, that's not just a problem, that's a chance to level up. Are we watching the birth of a basketball phoenix, rising from the ashes of early career struggles? Let's break down Bronny's game and see where he can improve. His shooting? It's rough right now. Reports say he couldn't even make a three-pointer during summer league play. That's bad, but it's not the end of the world. Plenty of great players started off as bricklayers and turned into sharpshooters. What about his defense? Right now, Bronny's got more holes in his game than a slice of Swiss cheese. He's not rotating properly, leaving his man open, and getting caught out of position. But here's the thing. Defense is all about awareness and effort. With the right coaching and mindset, Bronny could transform into a lockdown defender. And let's talk about his court vision. Right now, Bronny's making some questionable decisions with the ball, but that's normal for young players. As he gets more experience and learns to read the game better, those turnovers could turn into assists. You know who else struggled early in their career? Kobe Bryant. Yeah, that Kobe. In his rookie year, he airballed 4 shots in a crucial playoff game. People were calling him a bust, but Kobe used that failure as motivation. He got in the gym, worked on his game, and became one of the greatest players of all time. Or how about Steph Curry? Coming out of college, people said he was too small, too weak, and couldn't play defense. Now he's changed the entire game of basketball with his shooting. These guys turned their weaknesses into strengths. Who's to say Bronny can't do the same? Here's where Bronny's got a huge advantage. Resources. This kid's got access to top-tier coaching, NBA-level training facilities, and oh yeah, his dad happens to be LeBron James. That's like having a basketball cheat code. LeBron's been through it all, from the pressure of being a high school phenom to the grind of the NBA. He can guide Bronny through every step of his development. But it's not just about physical skills. Bronny's struggles could be building his mental toughness. Every time he misses a shot and the crowd groans, every time he sees a negative comment online, he's got a choice. He can let it break him, or he can use it as fuel. If he chooses the latter, watch out. That kind of mental strength is what separates good players from great ones. Remember that quote about Bronny refusing to get layups? That's actually a good sign. It means he's not afraid to challenge himself. Yeah, he needs to learn when to take the easy bucket. But that fearlessness? That's something you can't teach. With the right guidance, Bronny could turn that raw courage into smart, aggressive play. So here's the wild. What if all these struggles are actually setting Bronny up for something special? Think about it. He's learning how to handle pressure at a young age. He's facing his weaknesses head on. He's got all the resources he needs to improve, and he's got a chip on his shoulder from all the criticism. That's a recipe for a unique player. Maybe Bronny won't be the next LeBron. Maybe he'll be something entirely different. A defensive specialist with a deadly three-point shot, a playmaking guard with lockdown defense, a versatile wing who can do it all. The possibilities are endless. Right now, Bronny might look useless on the court, but that's just a snapshot. Basketball isn't about who you are today. It's about who you become tomorrow. And with his work ethic, resources, and the fire of proving everyone wrong, Bronny's tomorrow could be something incredible.